This is sacred land. You're standing in sacred land. Lots of prayer, lots of gravesites all over. Migration with caribou. They move with the caribou all over before Hurricanes came around.
Yeah, young people like get a picture got see and I shin getcha and jiti ke kwal tako ay da kotas kanada chuk sa chi Alaska katukonta ita tak tinchijuk chichuk kweza kuli and the weather that's a kweza chata ikona kukiton chakwa za chichuk ni te chuk da te kwen kuli da chinan katukonta ay tana chichuk kweza kuli ay enta next generation ay kwa kukuheta ken chichuk ha kenchuk kisha ko ay and and the Sarina Quada, at one called nation, that I had to get here. Okay.
Back in 1988, our leaders and our elders concerned about what's going to happen to the camping ground. Because oil, without conferring with us or talking to us, they were going to go ahead and do gas and oil development within the Porcupine Caribou birthing place. In 1988, June 5 to 10, they called for Gwich'in Gather, us, Gwich'in Nation. And all 15 villages, all 15 leaders, and elders and youth represented came here to Arctic Village, on. It was like a rebirth of the nation. And it was really a special time.
That Messini Hakai, that fact, Chukzat, Arctic Village, Quizchava, chill. Chat, you're just like one family.
People don't even know there was porcupine caribou. People didn't even know there was Gwich'in. All the chief left the meeting and they went up on that hill up there where there was tower. There they built a fire and they wrote up a resolution. That's what we go by even today. Only one resolution that was produced by 15 chiefs to make this work, to stop that gas and oil development and educate the world and do it in a good way, stay united and no compromise.
All since I was young, that's how it's been. Ongoing battle for our land, our animal, all these, protecting. So that, it's my job to do that now.
Right now, the vaccination day when think in the chi, I shall have a career as a sequence and none shit oil, I can't take and like we do it again. I don't think and Salan agree. I did. Sanjik look at on check on Ecorania qua.
Will end of a good report say a set or Indian card set won't that the play in Chitain of Sankan of heat there. So now, Henchit, I do like we is I for Saput and Nixon, Salakat.
We were talking about climate change and global warming back in 1988 when we took a position on caribou. Jehan Narodja, that's what we say in Gwich'in. Let's get together. I represent Gwich'in Steering Committee. Gwich'in Steering Committee was formed because Gwich'in Nation was threatened by possible oil development.
The oil experience here, just at the garage, check for the one. None. Chitty visual, Goranta air. Chitty shoot a hencha, clean, Jeheza. When see, just a Greek when see, didn't you care? Just like run times at the pleasure quiz, you decide way, I think when the Kashnik Quajar got cigarette.
The other day we went up with boat, so much changes to me, so much. It's pretty sad. We own a big chunk of 1.3 million acres. That's what we have. That's the purpose of us. We're important as it does to pass it on to protect it.
Just a retivity quiz, Chukiaha or when which in that fact.
They've been fighting for the caribou here since 1988. They want to drill oil right where the caribou have their calves. And the stuff they want to get out of the ground is what's causing this global warming.
Isn't that the heck it secrets of none cannot secure heads of Nisene streets at Kinchin at sea. But they entered
Dajuan Zanta Negatia Section. Dinju, she kaking heather, I had some revenge queens in a quick song take it to revenge the incha. We have to keep our resource, what we got, for the next generation to come.
If our country would go back and do again, would you vote to allow them to kill off the great buffalo herds and destroy Indian people that subsist on those buffalo? This is exactly what the Gujens face as development goes forward, and the caribou are hurt. This is exactly the Indian people everywhere still face today.
That was 800,000 caribou, but now there's only 40,000. They slaughter it.
So this is a good day to get together, to defend our land, defend our life. Let's get together and make the next 500 and beyond based on respect for the land and respect for the Indian people and respect for grassroots community forever.
We're the owner of the 1.8 million acres, and we exercise our tribal power. That's how we govern ourselves up there in Arctic Village in Winnitai.
As some of you may know, we are living on a 1.8 million acres native Indian land. We call it Indian country, keep it legal. And we have the tribal government to govern the whole land.
John Fritzen got the land for us. He was the first native that went through the college. Passed away before I was born. He did a great thing for the people.
Our lifestyle is kind of changed lots because it's not because we want to, it's because we have to live in two worlds and to make it in this world. And we tell our children, go to school, so you'll make it in this world. Go out in the land, go out and dance, go out and do this, eat your food. And we have to teach them both worlds.
Things are really changing a lot. People, kids, plant, weather, animal, water. It's all so different now.
My grandfather raised me up when he took me when I was 2 years old. I was still in a diaper, they said. But I still remember it though, when I was 2 years old. The reason I remember is because it was a hard way of life. And that's not only me, there's all the elders.
I was born December 13, 1938. We were always traveling around winter time and summertime looking for food, no matter how cold it is. There's no store at all, and there's no airport, and we don't see an airplane, and there's just nothing. We just live on what we got, meat, caribou meat, fish, and all that.
Well, yeah, it was pretty a hard life to go out and get our own food, wood. I had to go down the river to get water. There's no water hole, we got to chop it. Sometimes it's 6 feet. My father used to trap, and he'd take all the dogs, and I had to go out with my back and haul wood for my brothers and sisters. I was 7 years old, I go out and I remember I would not get wood for them. That was our life. That's an everyday thing for us those days.
There's no snowmobiles, four-wheelers or anything. It's all dog team. So I got trained really well with dogs. And it was constant work back then, not like now. But that was our life.
Oh, I knew that. that. See that? That thing broke off? I don't know how it did.
We were a one whole band of people called Netzai at one time. All of us were Netzai.
Our parents and other people, they worked so hard getting food for the whole village and for the people. They share with everything when they get something, and that kept us going. They never gave up.
We were nomadic people until the new visitor came to our area. The government said the kids have to go to school or else the kids will be taken away. So they have to settle one place to start a school. And they have to choose a place where they can survive, which is Arctic Village, is that creek. Washenko, that means a creek with the high banks. Arctic Village is located at 110 miles northeast of Arctic Circle of Alaska. The reason they chose that place, Arctic Village, was because of that creek. All the lakes in that valley is connected one way or another with the creek, here and there, all over the place. And that's a main creek that comes out of all the lakes. And that's a good place for fishing. And that's one reason Arctic Village was located there.
And right now, this whole entire country right here that I know, from here even to Venetai, up to the summit at the Brooks Range, all the way to Shinjik River, way past the Junjik River, everywhere. You're in paradise there. The view, the fishing, the hunting, everything is basically perfect right there.
The years go by, things start changing. And all the lakes that we go fishing on when we're little, they're gone.
As time is going on now, things are starting to change. And I think I see it more than anybody here because I'm out more than anybody here over the years.
This hill right here, in the back there's a little lake, and then further back there's another one. All gone. This is where it washed out. That was a really popular place until this lake washed out.
We're losing a lot of lakes here and there. There's maybe 2 mile up there. There's a huge lake. I remember that. When I grew up, we usually spend a lot of time up there and to catch a big whitefish. About this fat one. There's a lot of them on that lake, and then springtime they come out and they just catch it with their hand. And that lake wasn't there no more, drained out because of the melting of the permafrost. So we're losing a lot of lakes up that way.
When lakes wash out, water starts seeping through those cracks, and as water starts going more and more, it just gets wider and wider and wider, and pretty soon you got a bunch of water going out wider, wider, deeper, deeper, and then this gives away.
I remember that I climbed up the valley up there, and you can see glacier all over. You can see ice all summer. But now you can't even hardly see the snow no more up there on the mountain, even way up high. All melting. There's no glacier no more.
They caught a whitefish that was infected. How could be infected? There's a fresh glacier water from Old John Lake. And that's what we don't understand. That's climate change.
Well, what's happening with the river now? It's getting wider and wider, but it's also getting shallower and shallower.
Also, that's water is getting lower. We used to go up about 50 to 60 miles up north with without any problem. But since few years back, and then the water is getting lower. And not only here, even the Yukon River.
Climate change is really a dangerous issue. It's going to get worse.
Yeah, right now, caribou don't come around that like they used to.
Caribou got different route. And that's how, because of the climate thing, it's different, they got different route. I'd be surprised if they have their young ones here in the future.
So much willow and spruce growing thick and all that, they don't want to damage the velvet on their horns, so they make different routes.
All the calves, they're pretty much all born now. They go to that one pace because they're at peace of mind there. It's quiet. Everything is right for them there. That's why they keep going there. For thousands of years, they keep going there. Everything is right for them there. Oh, they want to spoil that just for some dumb oil. And look what it's doing to our land.
And it all has to do with the water warming up. And what's causing the water to warm up? Global warming. So that's why with the fish, that's why they have such a big problem with the salmon right now. They're confused. They don't know if they should go that way or what, turn around and go back out. A lot of them, that's what's happening. And therefore you got bad salmon run.
We can tell by the river, the Yukon. When fish come up, the water, Yukon change. We could tell. That's our life, is fishing is our life, part of our life. Getting less and less kin salmon, and then fishing game keeps stopping us. No fishing. Not enough fish for the whole people.
The big legs back there, Khaliban. What's name? I think what's that legs. That's where all the fish come from, big whitefish. But now, problem is the water is getting lower. I don't know, we might get fish or not this year. I don't know. I hope the water is still rising.
It's the same thing out there with animals. The land is changing, so they're changing. It's not just the caribou and moose. You look at the sheep too. They're having a hard time.
June 10, that's when the black ducks come through. Black ducks and old squaw, they call it, come in. Now they come in May 28. Yeah, man, that was kind of amazing for me. I always think about it, but there are less birds nowadays than when we were kids.
There's so many things missing. There's thousands of birds up on the air, like cliff swallow. Thousands of them around here. They're flying around. So many ducks and other kind of birds. It was noisy places. I never forget that. We live in a tent out there, and we can't even sleep good because of the noisy.
I can't sleep out there in my camp. I can't sleep. Lots of ducks, lots of birds. Now nothing.
Now it's pretty sad. This time of the year you can't hear nothing.
Back when we were growing up, down fish camp, Robert Fish Camp, you can't even hear talking. There's so much noise on that lake, so much birds, so much geese, ducks. You can just hear when they take off. Now there's barely one or two out there.
I could hear the robin every once in a while out there, but other kind of bird, I remember how they sing. And their voice is different. Even rapping, I try to listen to them, but they sing different. Something happened to all the animals.
I've seen a lot of changes in my lifetime, but slowly it's disappearing.
Wildlife I'm talking about, it's getting less and less in the state of Alaska.
Big cache full of kin salmon. Pass it out to my family. 30 last year, that was the lowest fishing I ever had in my life. For that, I feed 4 or 5 family.
Now it's ahead of us. A lot of things are changed. So last year, there's no Yukon River fish, nothing. People having a hard time. And the reason we want fish and we trade it with caribou meat up here. We're still doing that, like sharing is thousands of years. We share one another.
It's an important thing that we need to kind of challenge that with Washington, D.C. and all that, because all that, we're still on battle with animals every day, every fall time or spring, I'm always needed in Washington, D.C., but I don't want to travel, I just want to go to the front of the camera, So a situation like that, I care about our animal because it's important we still have caribou.
I live in Arctic Village, and I speak on behalf of my people. Our way of life is dependent on the porcupine caribou herd. They make it possible for us to live within our traditional homelands. Caribou are the backbone of the Gwich'in life and culture. They provide for the physical, cultural, and spiritual health of my tribe. We take care of the caribou because we need them.
One thing that you have to do no matter what is you have to eat. If the caribou go away, what are we going to do? That's our food. With money, there's a lot of things that you can't buy, especially out here in the woods. That's our main source of food. That goes away, what's going to happen? I look out for the kids nowadays. That's my main concern.
What he's worrying about is when these young generations grow up. That's what he's talking about, that education.
I don't know what they're going to do.
You want to see those big kids get education. Because he said we got 1.8 million acre, we got to be safe on it. We got to do whatever we want to do in the future for these young kids. She's really worried about that side of it. Kids.
I would, like you said, I worry about the young kids. I worry about them.
There is a lot of struggles that come with being colonized people. There's alcohol abuse and high rates of suicide and depression and anxiety and lateral violence. But I think the more that our young people, myself included, learn and sit with our elders and sit on the land, because the land is our oldest elder, is incredibly valuable. Mostly just spending time with Tremble and other elders is the most important activism that I could be doing right now.
Little community down there, that was our goal there. That's where we grew up. And the elders, they do everything in front of us. And they encouraged us, they were strict with us in order for us to learn. And now I got it, what they're talking about. And it's here.
Yeah, I love looking at these kind of pictures. They had wolves back then as dogs. They got them from pups, I guess, and they raised them as dogs. But you see how big they are compared to This one, know a lot about. The Reverend Albert E. Trent, he's right there. My grandfather Trimble, I think he was like 17 there, he said. His father, my great-great-grandfather, James Gilbert. There's my mother, on my mother's side, my great-great-great-grandpa, Moses Sam. And Jomas, here's his dad, Gilbert Joseph. There's my grandma, she's a little younger. Trimble. So much people gone too.
Luckily, we have few elders that are living with us that keep us going, keep us power, particularly with Trimble. He's our minister.
And cái qua the teaching, cái qua the training, I learned that powerful. Look at the world. You could see it. Somebody's hand is like that. The world is turning, sun is turning, all of the universe, stars, and everything is timing.
I'm so glad that God put us on this spot right here, Auric Village. We're pretty cold. Because in the past, our ancestors prayed for us. They set us in a spiritual place. And they gave us a land that's 1.8 billion acres. And nobody would ever do that for others. But John Fridson did. And not only John Fridson, but our ancestors. So we walk this land freely, hunt freely, go fishing freely, trap freely. So I encourage you guys, take your little ones, take them out, because you don't know what next year will bring.
You know, we never know what's going to happen, so might as well just be ready. You know, that's all I'm saying, just be ready, because we don't know what we're facing. Next day, we might not even see the sun. That's what we're facing, you know. Hi, Codrin.
There's something going wrong, but it's not going to stop. And we always had to tell the young people to survive. They have to try their best to survive. But we don't know what's going to happen.
You know, they always tell us, be ready. Every day, tell us, be ready. And now I was growing up, I wouldn't understand what that meant. Now, as I'm getting older, it's all clicking in now.
The way things are good now, everything you need is right there. You know, when I keep telling everybody that you should be ready, probably nothing will happen, but at least be ready.
We don't know what's going to happen from now. As the elder, we don't know. So that's why I try my best to tell whoever listens to me, the young kids.
That's what my grandfather say, like, watch out, something's going to come in, going to go on your land. That's what's happening.
The main thing that I focus on is this younger generation, how are they going to be when they're my age?
It's not easy being an Indigenous person.
Some elders say that you should be like ready for something like bad happen or hard times are coming. I hope that the hard times that won't happen is the protecting the caribou. I hope that won't be our hard times.
Our cultural practices are important to maintaining our identity, and a big part of that is our connection with the caribou. Development in the coastal plain is a direct attack on our Kuchin culture.
We are caribou people. We've been there from time immemorial, and we didn't come from anywhere. Creator put us there to take care of that part of the world, and we have that good. And we're not going anywhere. We're here to stay.
ấy chú tiền chỉ nó khai được cái những gì chú tiền gì xanh nó khai chất được cái những gì cái thao quan thân cái đấy chú ấy có túi ấy sau tan chơi này yan tổ năn thế anh có chất chỉ năn tổ thằng nào có chất thắc cái cho nó khai chất nó khai gì đấy
cái khai cái qua khăn khô qua han tay chị nết nó khô tê vê ta của hệ Charlie à chị quan ta chị meeting à chị cút chết u chơi à khơi cái nào cái tê chết khát chị ní chị ăn kinh chị cố gắng sắc ní cha cái gì hết nết ta kia ní còn ai cút chết của hệ cha em chỉ cút là cái gì cha cút là cái cha
Shoji, Bernadette Dementif Oji, Kuchaja Gutsun Easley. Founded in 1988, the Gwich'in Steering Committee is the unified voice of the Gwich'in Nation of Alaska and Canada, speaking out to protect the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge coastal plain. But to us, it's called Ejik Godsun Gondai Godlit, the sacred place where life begins.
And that's what we go by even today. Only one resolution that was produced by 15 chiefs to make this work, to stop that gas and oil development and educate the world.
Our people gathered at the first gathering in over 150 years in Arctic Village. And they gave us their direction to go out and tell the world that we are here, to do it in a good way, and do not compromise our position.
And do it in a good way, stay united and no compromise.
That old lady doing something outside, go out and you take over and help them.
Enti kuchen ha. Ni chan sel sai ai anh kia ni tiri nya ji ko ka somewhere yenta kweza maybe 40 years or 50 years kontati dole. What's going to become of this place, our land? 30 years, 30, 40 years from now.
By the direction of our elders, we continue to stand strong in unity with the strength of our ancestors. Our elders directed us to continue to lead this fight, to continue to protect our land. We're not going to give up. Giving up is not an option.
Lucky we didn't give up. We're still going.
The Gwich'in people have such a joy for life. And that's really what I want people to remember and to take away, is that we're protecting the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. We're protecting the porcupine caribou and all these animals because we love life.
I just want the nationwide to know that's who we are. We love what we do, and you're not going to take away what we have, and who we are as a Gwich'in people.
Learning the stories of those before you is incredibly valuable, super educational, and we'll need to be documenting them, like by writing, by doing this, and recording what we know so that the future generations and the younger children, when they're ready to see this knowledge and to know this knowledge, they'll have it.
You breathe the way I do. That means long life.
This is the way that's supposed to be in teaching our young people we're still here.
keep that message going, pass it on so they'll understand, you know.
Young people that raising up, they're going to be in our seat.
Because I'm worried about our younger generation. It's going to be a hard time for them, believe me. But it's us, and it's important for us as an elder to keep encouraging them. That's who I am. I love to pass on what I have.
You know, for me, working on Mushkin, I really reconnects me with who I am, where I come from. I did this because I wanted to do something nice when we had a memorial potlatch for my late mother. And then it just doing it made me reminisce about all basically the grandmas that did it, and the childhood memories of them coming to me while I was doing it, and it just those memories lay dormant. You know, for me, working on Muskin, really reconnects me with who I am, where I come from. I did this because I wanted to do something nice when we had a memorial potlatch for my late mother. And then it just doing it made me reminisce about all basically the grandmas that did it, and the childhood memories of them coming to me while I was doing it, and it just those memories lay dormant, and there was no reason for me to think of them. And when I was doing it, it's a lot of solitary time, and it just sparked something in me to honor my late mother.
My native name is Tadju. Taj, people call me. Elder people always call me by my native name. And now I have to teach the young elders how to say my name, which is nice.
The Nakanaga is a Koyukon Athabaskan word. It means our people speak, and that's what we do here. Our mission and vision as an organization is to be the elder voice of the people. So I've been with the Nakanaga for over 10 years, and one of the first things that the elders told me when I started this job was that they really wanted to have a special culture camp so that our traditional activities don't go away. Force behind this from our side of the Nakanaga was Dr. Anna Frank, Reverend Dr. Anna Frank. She really brought this to our Nakanaga board time and time again.
Some of them didn't know what I know about growing up with elders because they were sent off to boarding school. And I saw that that's one of the broken pieces in our culture. And that the young people didn't know what to do. And this was a good place to start. Not just talking about it. We have to put action to those words. And that's what we did, is to put action to those words.
Through the culture camp, the time together, there was remembering that went on. And it was just this really intense feeling like, I can do this. I know it's in me. And the elders were sharing that. Like, it brought them back to like tanning marten skins with their grandparents or cutting a fish. When I started cutting, it all came back to me.
There it goes back again to the circle of knowledge.
You're the hardest to tan. You're learning really fast.
I used to do this when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Oh,
You never forget.
Yeah. I just needed a reminder.
You just gotta keep doing it.
Go home, make one now.
She's an expert because she's done it before.
Loop.
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 Right there.
Right there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you make them that wide?
Because for salmon, depends on how big the salmon is.
I co-teach with Elizabeth Flegel, and I've taught with her for the past 15 years. And to have her talk about mending a net and being able to use that for your own survival and sustainability, I thought, this is just like the most amazing thing.
We could do this by ourselves.
Yeah.
Just put a nail on the wall, and used to be easy when you were young.
One of the elders said, we don't want to see our values just put up on the wall. We have to talk about them. We have to tell stories about them and talk about how they're a huge part of our life.
Grandma, what it got in its mouth? Grandma, where it's going? She never said a word. She just used her arms to tell us to be quiet. And I remember the patience as I reflect on it. Just
her patience, just so calmly moving her arms to keep us quiet. By the end of the day, she would get poking up like this for us to look and hear. There was that beautiful bird nest that the birds had made. You know, that warms my heart when I think about it, and how the training and the teaching that she had just in that small lesson without ever saying a word.
Part of the Elders Mentoring Elders camp is to also focus on food sovereignty. And food is built into every single thing that we do. It's part of everything that all of our ceremonies, activities, incorporate some aspect of food, both physically and emotionally, spiritually.
Knowledge that's not to be tossed around really too easy.
That's why I have food here. That's important. Things more powerful than us, and from people that came before us, that we're all supposed to share food. So even if it's just a little bite, so when it comes around, enjoy.
We depend on our elders when I was growing up. Someone asked me one time, you travel a lot, what's your advice to the young people? Thank you. You listen to the elders, you can't go wrong. A good bending birds, it got real important is right here. They all got to be, you notice that's narrower than here, so you put this on, then you adjust that one and all the way down. He was 18 years old. He asked me to use my boat. I told him, go ahead. He went out there, and to my surprise, he came back with berries made out of birch bark basket. Same way I showed him when he was 6 years old.
Wow.
And 18 years old, he came back and brought berries to his grandma. Now he's teaching his kids.
Yeah.
I needed snowshoes. That's why I decided to try to make my own. I never knew it'd come to the point where it is now. You know, I just needed snowshoes. But I have to take the part for this and the part for this out of different trees. That way it don't twist. They're working against each other, you know. And when I first made the frame, we come back from camp. I made it out in camp. I didn't know what to do after that. I didn't know how to fill it. So Auntie Agnes filled it for me. And then we moved back to trapping camp, and I copied it. I copied how she did it. And people, they always say that they're going to buy these just to hang on a wall. They call it a work of art, but these are built to be used. These are built to function.
You're never too old to learn. I always tell the young people, get as much education as you can, because you have the opportunity.
Although my mom is gone, my dad is gone, I use their teachings every day, multiple times. You know, my dad said, if you're going to do something, do it the best you can. Don't do stuff halfway.
She'd say, Anna, fix this. And I brought it home. And when I got sick, I started working on it. And this is what I finished. This is a baby strap. I was sick, and it was healing to me. We know it's hard work, but we enjoy it. It gives us joy. Today, it's amazing to see an elder out there putting drum together. And now we're teaching them in camps. I suggest if you're an elder and you have culture camp, get to that camp and teach those young elders.
I'm so grateful for you And someday I want to be an elder like you.
You will.
You listen to the elders. I don't think you'll go wrong.
years for